can sing, Neha?
Heal the world.
Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying if we care enough for the living. Make it a better place for you and for me. Okay, the end. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
So, welcome to my YouTube channel, Off on a Tangent with Ali.
I'm so thrilled. I've been looking forward to this. This feels like a big achievement in my journey.
Yeah, the pinnacle. Yeah, it's all downhill from here for
Yeah.
you. Okay. Okay. So, well, okay. So we have been traveling together for the past month, starting in February 1st in New Delhi on this regenerative travel caravan with GENBharat, Global Ecovillage Network, visiting all these communities, eco-villages, doing regenerative work across India, all the way from the north near Chandigarh, Amritsar, down Jaipur, Daipur. Like now, we are ending in Pondicherry at Auroville. And I have my friend here, Neha, and we were buddies this entire trip. We keep track of each other so that we make sure that we're both on the bus.
Yeah.
Neha, introduce yourself a little bit about your background. What's your bag? What do you do when you're not on the bus? When you're not on the sleeper bus?
Yeah.
Who are you? What do you do?
Yes. Firstly, thank you so much, Ali, for having me here. It's so much fun. I've been looking forward. About me, okay, so I am a very passionate learner, explorer, dreamer. I'm experimenting with different projects on this intersection of climate, gender, education, and well being. And something that I'm really passionate about is working with children, youth, women, specifically around leadership building, around entrepreneurship skilling, nature based learning. So, all of it excites me. And when I'm not doing all of that, of course, I am also bothering Ali to do floss and dance and
She
music.
taught me the floss.
Yeah, you will be lucky. We'll show you later. So I'm dancing, singing, connecting, climbing trees, connecting with amazing people, and yeah, just being and breathing a lot of times.
Awesome. So we kind of connected early on because of our passion and climate action and things. And I've worked quite a bit in the climate space environment. So yeah, so it's amazing to meet a younger, the next generation of climate activists. So unite. We gotta come up with some kind of like a symbol, like movement, like a
Yeah,
superhero something.
superheroines, heroines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So just wanted to get Neha on because we're like coming down to the last day. Tomorrow is our last day. I can't believe that we are
yeah.
finally in the last day. At points in this journey, it's felt like it will never end.
Yeah.
It's like we are stuck on this bus. And we had one grueling like leg where it's like 12 hours turned into 24 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so anyway, wanted to get Neha on to have a little reflection of our journey this month, but in specifically like aspects that maybe have some, speaks to the climate or what is the opportunities in the climate space since we're both in climate. We visited so many places and are inspired by so many different aspects of the, whether it's ecological, permaculture, what they're doing with water resources management, waste management, all the plants but then the communities, the people, how do we live together and things like that. So anything jump out at you on this journey, Neha, that, makes you feel like, ooh, I better take notes on this and it
Yeah.
could really, help me in my, work in the future.
Yeah, yeah. For me, what uh, emerged through it was like how to have a whole systems lens while we are visiting these different village and communities. It's not just about ecological, but also economic, social, cultural, spiritual lens. And how do we uh, with curiosity and inquiry based approach, look at these different angles of eco villages, of these communities that are, some of them are just starting off, some of them have grown since years and decades. And yeah, we started off our journey with Delhi. And I've lived and I've grown up in Delhi, and for me to be able to see everyone come together from different states, different countries, and engage in dialogue of what is happening in Delhi, what do we envision. And Delhi is just one of the cities, but in general, like, how do we envision our future, especially in cities and
Yeah.
urban landscapes. So what do you think, like, what stood out for you in the conversation that day?
Well, cities, I think we have common challenges for cities all across the world. It's the waste, it's number one, you know.
Yeah.
But green space, you know, having that urban lungs to help with health. But, you know, when I arrived in New Delhi, one of the most shocking thing was air pollution, right? I mean, I was tracking the AQI every day and I was
Yeah.
wearing a mask. It was like stinging my nostrils and throat and everything. It was, at some days it's over the 400s, which was
Yeah.
really shocking for me. And I came from Bangkok, which was struggling also with some air quality issues, but not as bad. But so air pollution is significant, right? Because it has implications for health and the vulnerable groups, elderly, youth. Um,
Yeah.
Air pollution has impact on cognitive function and development in youth. So really
Yeah.
concerning feature for sure. So we're going to address that in an urban context. So green space is going to help, and with water management as well, because with climate we got flooding and drought issues. It's also potential for food, you know, production in an urban setting. So many different things that we
Yeah.
can consider in an urban setting. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, it's like really close to my heart, because to see people who are contributing the least being affected the most, and that not being included in the conversations that we have. It is not just an ecological issue when we say about air pollution or waste or water or energy. It's not just about the ecological angle, but the intersectionality, the justice aspect,
Oh yeah, for sure.
the intersectionality among class, caste, region, religion. And that's, these are big ones in India,
Right.
specifically with the diversity we have.
Right.
So yeah, it was like a great start to opening the strand slowly. And the next day we were in Chandigarh at
Yep.
Walden.
Walden living. So that
Yeah.
was so, you know, the contrast between urban, going out to near just outside Chandigarh, beautiful setting. But you know, that was a very specific. It was a permaculture farm, but farm stay. So their business side, economic side, was like renting out these cottages, and you know, they did rammed earth buildings. So there was all these sustainable features, and but obviously it was a model that kind of took some financial resources for sure. It's not achievable for everybody, but it was a certain
Yeah.
particular way. What
Mm.
was your you know, thoughts of that place?
Yeah, I think I definitely agree. A lot of ecological features in it, having traditional water structures, forest roots, um, earth buildings, experiments around hosting certain workshops as well. And they also hosted us, and we had some really amazing time doing sculpting on
Yeah.
trees there, and connecting with the mustard fields, which are like almost like a film like element for us to be there and
Yeah.
running across the field. So
Yeah.
of course it was like this curious lens, but also like a lot of fun as a group. We did
Yeah.
ensure to have
Right.
fun since first day.
Yeah.
And then what really had my heart was Khadur Sahib.
Oh yeah.
See a community coming together, um, from a spiritual lens, a lot of with a lot of compassion, seva, service, a lot of emotion, people are not just coming together in devotion to religion, but in devotion to a higher cause and a higher purpose. We actually saw them in service, taking us around different gurudwaras, telling us stories how the leaders since an ancient period have been serving humanity, whether it be through health or the story around the ponds and how they are so sacred, worshipping nature, also seeing the elements that it's something that's been there in the indigenous times and not something new. Climate action that we talk about, it's been there as a part of our culture, but somewhere we've drifted away, and a lot of we also saw like the circular economy of it. I think without actually talking about it, they practiced it. We were staying nearby a gurudwara, and to see sugar mill right behind it, and all the bagasse that was created that used to go for the fuel in the kitchen for creating food. All the bio sort of this cow dung was used for fuel again. So to see all of those aspects, that how it's being circular within the gurudwara ecosystem, was also kind of very interesting. In this moment, what's really alive and what resonated a lot was the experience of Varanasi farms in Mangalore. For context, it's basically 100-acre cacao farm which has been running since 200 years, about like 9 generations doing farming and natural organic farming there. To witness a setup like that and so many initiatives right under that umbrella, right from biogas plant, composting using different kinds of materials, from chicken poop to cow dung to husk material, everything being used efficiently and having different integration with scientific processes, as well as some parts of traditional knowledge. So I feel that has added a lot to my perspective about how can I imagine that when I work with children, like how can we like go into spaces beyond cities to semi-urban rural areas and really tap into the indigenous practices that have been going on, but kind of now dying because of different reasons. So I think that experience really moved me. We also had tree houses there, and river bathing experience, and how they're taking care of what they are using. So I felt really a lot of calm, peace at a personal level, and also with the work that I'm going to do, I think it's really added a new layer of perspective. And also and intrigued me to reimagine, while ecological and economics are going hand in hand there, what can be the exploration with the social inclusion and cultural upliftment angle. So how can the villages around that space can all, like how can the initiatives and practices that are in tune with environment can also extend beyond the eco village. So that really makes me curious to explore those possibilities, perhaps collaborate with them at some point. And yeah, I would really love to go forward and think more about the social inclusion bit of how villagers can come together and be an equal stakeholder and driving force of more communities like this around that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a couple of things. My reflection just for the whole journey, the inherent indigenous traditions, whether it's to do with faith, like the Sikh traditions, or in Govardhan Eco Village near Mumbai, which is a Hare Krishna ISKCON, and how in their faith they already have this view of like divinity in all of creation, and so we have the responsibility and duty to take care of the planet and all of creation is a you know opportunity for all kinds of organizing and in community building around that in certain contexts, obviously. um, the social aspect that you mentioned, with Dune, and other places where, you're not just looking at your inside your walls, but like beyond that,
Yeah.
and how to engage with the local community, because there's no border in nature, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's the water and whatever air is not just going to be on your land. It's like, right.
Exactly.
And that's how we need to build this decentralized community localization as well. The economics part, as we've spoken before, is it's a difficult transition point we're at, and trying to create this regenerative way of living, this more self-reliant and more in harmony with the natural world. You know, is the how do we make that work in the economics? And a lot of these communities, you know, struggle in one way or another to balance, like, okay, how do we remain, don't compromise our values on,
Yeah.
in the ecological sense and the community sense, but still be able to kind of make it work in the economics, because let's face it, most places still need some kind of income, some kind of thing. So I think for us in the regenerative climate space, or like climate justice space, we are cognizant of all these aspects, right? The social equity,
Yeah.
justice component, and economics. So we're like we're constantly like our brain is ticking. It's like, how do we
Yeah,
work things
scratching our
work?
heads.
But yeah, that's a conversation that a lot of us have had on this journey. So it's been really interesting, and I look forward to continuing conversation going forward. I think there's going to be a lot to figure out and noodle out this conundrum about
Yeah.
how to make the economics work. But I really am hopeful and encouraged that we can
Yeah.
figure this out for sure, if we come together and work together. And
Yeah, I think I resonate so much with you. A lot of hope, a lot of curiosity, and also gratitude. Like traveling with 30 different people and being together all the times, ensuring when to lean in, lean out, give space, be together, highs, lows. I think we've sticked through all of that, and for
yeah.
that, I think we should really pat our backs.
Seriously, like, despite whatever challenges, and we were tired in many places, because this was a fast place
Yeah,
travel
travel.
month. I wouldn't recommend this.
That's the
Slower, slower,
secret.
slower. Like more regenerative. But I'm really impressed with our group of people, how we have like held through. There was no major like conflicts in amongst us. I think we've all stayed very present within ourselves, connecting in and staying grounded and being so empathetic and so open-hearted, for the experience. Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
just so grateful, and so many amazing minds and hearts on this journey together. I'm gonna cry.
No, no, Ali. But I just want to ask
Yeah,
a very quick
yeah,
question.
yeah.
For you, at a personal level, like, what was that one aha moment? Like, aha. Ooh.
Oh my God, that's
This
hard. Journey has just really brought up the notion of gratitude. And starting all the way from Kadua Sahib, I think that was the biggest one, and that the seva service and taking the ego out of that, and every moment of their day they make it seva and service, and also gratitude, to the divine and everything else. But that theme has carried through in many parts of this journey, whether it was the place that we were visiting or within the
Yeah.
dynamics of our group, to the point where I really it really came into me at some point where, like, oh, this is it, like the world. I think in the climate space, people who work in the space, things can feel so hopeless, and we end up focusing on the negative so much, right? Oh, we're going to lose that. Oh, another fire somewhere. We lost this many land. The ocean is acidifying, and it becomes this doomsday reel in your head, that we forget to appreciate and give gratitude for what
Is.
the
Yeah.
Mother Earth is still providing for us. And the simplest thing to remind ourselves of gratitude is just every meal. Like, you got 3 opportunities a day to kind of give thanks for, like, and I'm not saying, like, some people,
Yeah.
may not even have that, right? So if you do, and you're lucky enough to have 3 full meals a day, that's like gratitude. And when you sit with that, when you meditate with that, it just brings this whole new level of connection and love,
Yeah.
for a universal kind of love that's so expansive. And I think you carry that into your work, and you carry that into what we were trying to do, and bringing more love and compassion to, and that's what drives all of this, everything
Yeah.
that we do. And it's so much better, because otherwise before you're trying to save the planet through a kind of fear lens or negativity, and it doesn't work, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, for me, like, I've always kind of knew that, okay, I want to do this work, but I want to do it in a way that's more positive and more loving and more compassionate and empathetic to myself and to everything else. So this is it. Like, gratitude is like the magic sauce. It's like the
Gratitude.
magic ingredient to all of this.
Yes.
So for anyone out there, looking to find more hope and positivity, I would say start with gratitude. What do you think?
Definitely start with gratitude and the connection. I feel this connection that the caravan has given us, I think this is so special. And it really gives so much hope and intergenerational dialogues being possible.
What are you trying to say, that mold?
No, I'm trying to say it because I found my adoptive mother.
Yes, it's like Neha's like my daughter's age, so
Yeah.
she just turned 21, by the way. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh my god.
So
Yes.
I mean, this connection, it's like really priceless, and going forward without such genuine, meaningful connections and hopefulness is not actually regenerative. So hold on to hope, hold on to gratitude, and we'll see you on the next episode of
Off on a tangent with Ali.
LA.
I almost
Thank
forgot the
you.
name. Oh my gosh. Like, wait. I am you.
You are me.
We are one.
We are
We are one.
one.
We are one.
One.
We are one.
One.
One.